4th demo patch is out and I'm excited about this one, to be honest. We got an exciting patch with 10 heroes. The patch intentions were to improve the overall balance, especially for heroes and their specializations. And on a side note, the endless mode changes will happen in the next patch, so those changes are mostly, the changes we have now are mostly for demo stability. And some of the harder work and changes will be worked on for the full release, simply because the devs can't fit all of that in such a short time, which is highly understandable. So in essence, it's really nice to be getting weekly patches. Nonetheless, the devs are doing a great job overall, so let's jump into it. So a very quick note about the visual and audio changes. Hiding the item slots over characters' health bars when dragging other characters. I had an issue in particular when I had heroes stacked close to each other, where if I want to click and drag one hero around, I click on the items sometimes and then you're just dragging the item around, so you had to move the hero away first before you could click the other one. It's kind of like they layered across each other. Maybe this helps a bit now. Then the other visual changes are just silly little quirks that you can check out in the patch notes. I'll drop the link for you. And bug fixes also. To my naked eye, I never really saw your lone wolf's bow triggering from other effects. So yeah, if there was a little bit of exploits on pushing out extra damage on that, I'm sure maybe someone would have found a way to abuse it a better, climb higher floors. Anyways, Epic Relic Shield investment now correctly specifies that it starts at 250 shields. This one, Ming's Enlightenment spec, now correctly applies. So I've been trying it out and I wasn't really feeling the effects, so we can see if Ming is a bit better now. And then Sentinel's Blade, oh no, now correctly gives 40 bonus defense when it triggers, and was previously giving 60 bonus. Oh no, I need the plate. This is like my front lines. If you're in doubt, just grab a Sentinel's Blade and just pop it on the front line for stats, and that's how I would deal with the front line. Niklas no longer can start the game with quantity over quality and bonus red rift. I'll leave this one up for the red rift pros to cover for you. On your balance changes, right, red rift. So my sentiment is that the red rifts are made a little bit harder now, because the stacking in particular has been reduced. So usually what you do is you try and slow the boss down, and now you have to get more stacks before you apply the effect perfectly. But I'll leave this one up to the red rift pros out there. They've already started making videos how this patch is affecting them in particular, so we'll be focusing more on what makes SSS more fun. Awesome. On your event items, there has been a debuff in the power crystal. They feel like the power crystal and the large power crystal overperformed somewhat, so they toned it down to be less potent in particular, which kind of sucks because I really need them sometimes to save my game. But with that said, I will still use them largely. What is very exciting here is that event items are better now. So if you're looking at your hasty ring and searing ring, toxic ring, all of this is buffed, right? In shielding ring, freezing ring, patient ring, all the rings. Greedy gauntlets, yeah, greedy gauntlets is down, and a greedy chef is down. But if you're looking at events now, this is very fun. So if you're targeting abandoned camp in particular, this is where you will get the extra bit of stats to help out your Act 1 run, the early game. Also, this is a very nice site to go to. Maybe I'll just pop the link down in the description, because you could be checking out what you need from each event and just try and target the items you want. And I feel like knowing this will help you a lot in your runs for sure. Now, hero changes. We have Niklas. So this feels like more Red Rift changes after all. But the red dot deals has now been lowered a bit. That gains 100% of the stats of the consumed item. It gains 50% base plus 25% per rank of the consumed item stats. So the Red Rift pros would be able to tell you more about that, because they have a way to make Niklas kind of a beast in the Red Rift in particular. I myself don't play Niklas that much. I pick him up here and there. Sometimes he has a good reserve backup ability that I like to use. Other than that, I slap him onto the board every now and then, but I don't really build that much around him. Karsu! Now this is a really exciting one for me. The Karsu has been recently buffed in the last patch as well. I feel before that last patch buff, she's actually been the most terrible hero for me to pick up. In particular, where I'd just start playing a game, maybe you slap on a tank, maybe you slap on a mystic, and then when you put on your first damage dealer, you pick Karsu and it felt terrible. Yeah, now, after the last demo patch, I started playing her a lot more and I really started enjoying her. Started getting better results with her, and I even had my first crit warrior stun build. That video is uploaded, but with no commentary. I feel like there's a few steps that I could have built better in that build to make it go further than it did, but it was a really fun build, and Karsu actually showed up. Now with this new buffs, it feels like she's going to be a lot better. The Snowpiercer ability is going to have an increased base frost, and it's going to fire additional. And Falling Snow now reduces her max mana by 1 on auto attack to a minimum of 40, so no longer fires 5 additional arrows. So if you look at all of this fantastic abilities now, she's a lot better of a hero. I often play the warband. I haven't been playing much into Falling Snow, but this kind of opens up Falling Snow for me, where I might pair it into a Frost Stall build, maybe pair it with Gustav, something like that, something interesting to play around. Maybe throw Skorn on board. The Frostbite I tried into a more warrior type run, like I said in that video where I had the crit stun warriors. I played that build in there particularly. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoy Karsu a lot more now. I don't think she's a terrible hero anymore. I think she's now a viable hero. And there are some players that would probably solo the Red Rift with Karsu. So, very nice to see. Kai. Now, Kai has been an interesting hero. He had these ups and downs with buffs and nerfs. Now, his Intrepid spec has been outperforming his others a bit too much. And they threw a few small buffs his way. So the base stats, with the attack speed going up, the defense going up, the resolute strike scaling up again, very nice. And then yeah, intrepid rush duration has been slightly lowered, so that would be interesting to see how that plays. I actually wanted to try and turn him into a tank. I often find myself playing intrepid, but we will see how it goes. Maybe that little bit of defense helps out. With Rowan also a very favorite hero for a lot of us. His Tectonic was outperforming these others. I should actually play Tectonic more. It should still be strong. Shields gain on cast lowered now, 33 to 25, and then the max mana is 110 to 115. Okay. Logan, I don't play that much. He hasn't grown on me. Sometimes I pick him up as a reserve backup ability hero, just to serve my other heroes. The worst spec in Red Rift, you see, that's a Red Rift Pro that should inform you on that. But yes, now gives Logan an extra item slot. Great! Ups and downs with the buffs and nerfs over the last few patches, and this time round they've changed it up a little bit to encourage us playing her more on the board. So I became very comfortable with her, just slapping her onto the reserves and leaving her there. Not playing her much on the combat board, but this is now to kind of encourage you to play her on the board more again. The salvation base shield duration has been increased. The benevolent will proc a little earlier. And then the selfless on the backup shields only, that's been lowered per rank. I usually just slap her into reserve for the selfless. And then that's it. Just leave her. Maybe later in the game, if I can upgrade her, I would try and gamble for another backup effect, which you could hit or miss because there's about 5 or 6 backup effects out of 11. So your chances is that you spend gold and waste it, but also the gamble can pay off. So I do like to try and do that, especially if you don't have much any other options left, or you just have enough gold to take that gamble in that particular moment. Sometimes I go for it. For Ming, that's around the bug fix, and then having his burn inflicted do better, the inner flame. So just go ahead and stack more HP on him and have fun with that. Then Gustav, he's been nerfed over the last 2 patches, which was kind of upsetting to me, but also acceptable in the sense of where I felt he was too strong. Now I feel that he was too weak, so his blizzard has been bumped up again, which I'm very happy with, because I'm trying to build more frost builds at this moment, and I'm trying to have a frost warrior setup as well. That'd be nice to really get Gustav back and see how that early game performance now stacks up. And then your last 2 hero update, Fiona, excellent for the vanguard enjoyers. Now they've changed the way her shields works. Those shields no longer inflicts burn per 20 seconds on the shields removed only. This means now that she inflicts that burn whenever a hero with a shield is damaged. I felt like that was slightly underwhelming, yes, for sure. So I really want to play into that again. I will run some vanguard burn type of builds. I feel like Fiona's better now. And then lastly but not least, Skorn. He's got the band-aid treatment where they say he needed a bit of help surviving in Act 1. So the base stats been bumped up a bit, and the poison inflicted that's very nice to have, because having Skorn early game sometimes feels like you can lose a run. Although it didn't bother me too much, because I tried to build the team around him as well as possible for the early game. But it's really nice now that you can depend on Skorn more. Very, very, very nice news for the Skorn enjoyers there. So that concludes the patch notes. It's a very cool patch after all, very exciting. Go download the patch and start playing some runs. Thank you for watching the video. I'll keep working on improving them. I've had a lot of fun with Guildrun and making videos recently. And see you in the next video.